What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and man, you cannot make this stuff up. This is pretty intense, you guys. This is pretty crazy. It's a good thing that, like I said, I cite my sources, I link the descriptions down below, I read right for the articles, give you the facts so you can see it for yourself, because if not, you might not believe this one either. And stick with me, because I'm going to lead you up to something here. You're not going to believe this one. Watch this. This is pretty crazy. All right, so take a look at this article that came out. We heard yesterday that bipartisan bill banning Russian oil sets up a clash with the White House as Senator Joe Manchin, which we've been calling President Joe Manchin, and it's going to get real here in just a second. He is going against President Joe Biden and the White House. The White House said that it does not have a strategic interest in reducing the global supply of energy, and that would raise the prices of gas at the pump for the American people. So they said, we have no strategic plans of doing so. Not going to happen. Joe Manchin says we need to do this. And he said, I'm well aware of the fact that it's going to be increasing gas prices, but I'm okay with that because we need to take a stand for Ukraine, show Russia that we are against them. He did get some pushback from it. We saw articles like this. Politico editor hits Manchin for being willing to stomach inflation for Ukraine, but not for Biden's agenda, saying, listen, you're going to increase inflation for Ukraine, but you can't do it for stimulus provisions? What's up with that? However, we heard he got Republican and Democratic support from that. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi came out and said that she backed Manchin. And then we saw articles like this I shared with you in my last video. Democrats and Republicans are willing to risk higher inflation to punish Russia, saying, yes, we are on board. So Manchin leading the charge. We were calling him from the Senate President Joe Manchin. And the way the Senate is structured right now, those senators have just as much power as the president when they're trying to pass legislation through the process of reconciliation. And well, you guys, it doesn't stop there. You ready for this? Take a look at this article. Just came out 1 hour ago. Biden looking at options to ban Russian oil after bipartisan pressure. Joe Biden following the lead of Joe Manchin, the President of the United States, following Senator President Joe Manchin's lead. He's pretty much running things. They are following him. Now, hold on. Wait for it. There is more. Listen to this, you guys. As you guys know, President Joe Biden came out in his State of the Union address, and he touted his Build Back Better agenda. He didn't mention the name, though, saying they were going to be rebranding, revamping it, and it was going to be the Building a Better America. He had his 4 points of economic revitalization. And we heard that Joe Manchin had come out, and he said, you know what? I'm ready to negotiate. He said, all the stuff that Biden said, I don't know why he said it, but I'm going to take the lead. I'm going to write the bill, and we're going to make this happen. Well, you guys, we heard that Democrats were frustrated with the Manchin's latest pitch on the Build Back Better because it was so scaled down and narrowed down. They're pretty upset with him. Well, you guys, Joe Manchin taking the lead again. Take a look at this article that recently came out, you guys. Progressives say that they're open to Manchin's new framework. So what's the holdup? And you can see the head of the Progressive Caucus, Pramila Jayapal, saying, yes, we will follow Manchin's lead. Joe Manchin taking over Congress in the United States. And you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to hear them on this one. I will be reading the comments for sure because this is just absolutely nuts. It really does feel like Manchin is starting to take over things, all aspects. The oil, the stimulus, he is guiding. He sat with the Republicans, but he's part of the Democrats. He's a moderate. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Pretty crazy stuff. If I didn't mention, this is your economic news and stimulus update, but let's dive right into the details of this article as how just an hour ago, we heard that President Joe Biden is also following the lead of Joe Manchin. So let's dive right in, get you caught up on the latest. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, don't forget, take a quick moment to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. That simple gesture really helps out my channel a ton, lets the algorithm know you appreciate the updates. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date on everything going on, totally free to come join the Ram fam here on YouTube. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. And also, I've got a second channel, Steve Ram Finance, where you can learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And I've got a lot more content in the works we're going to be releasing here very soon. Really excited about a lot of stuff that we will be revealing here shortly. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into these articles and get you caught up on the latest on the Senate's President Joe Manchin. All right, you guys. So first up, link in the description below to this article just came out about an hour ago today. Biden looking at options to ban the Russian oil after bipartisan pressure after we heard them say there was no strategic plan to do so and they weren't going to be doing this. The White House press secretary Jen Psaki said on Friday, today, she said that President Biden is looking at options to halt Russian oil and natural gas exports after bipartisan pressure from Congress, but only if it can be done without raising gas prices as Russia invades Ukraine. A reporter pressed Psaki at her daily briefing about the really broad range of bipartisan support behind legislation to ban Russian oil imports after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi endorsed the push led by Senator Joe Manchin and Lisa Murkowski. We are looking at options we could take right now to cut the U.S. consumption of Russian energy, but we are very focused on minimizing the impacts to families. If you reduce supply in the global marketplace, you're going to raise gas prices, Psaki said. You're going to raise the price of oil, and that is something that the president is very mindful of and focused on. Annie Linsky of the Washington Post, however, noted that the Wall Street Journal found companies already reduced Russian oil purchases, possibly meaning that you're not really losing that much by banning Russian oil because nobody is really even buying it. Well, I think what most experts on global markets would say, though, is that reducing global oil supply would have an impact on the price of barrels of oil and ultimately gas prices, Psaki countered. Another reporter asked Psaki if Biden was reluctant to take action against lucrative Russian energy exports because the Western Europe's reliance on natural gas. We have, from the beginning, taken steps in coordination with our allies and partners in Europe, and that continues to be the first principle for the president, Psaki said. Now, that was the response of White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki yesterday, which we have now heard has changed today, but this might have been a big part of it. Take a look at this, you guys. Pelosi yesterday, on Thursday, she broke with Biden and said, I'm all for that. Ban the oil coming from Russia. And then after that, we saw others follow as well. Take a look at this. Other Democrats were more pointed and said, it is obvious and apparent that we need to cut it off. I wonder if there's a reason that we haven't and what the blank the reason is, said Senator Jon Tester, a Democrat, to NBC News. Now, Psaki yesterday, she also said this. She said, we do not have a strategic interest in reducing the global supply of energy, but that if you look at the publicly available data, it's only about 10% of the imports. So that was yesterday. And now today, we're hearing the White House is following other members of Congress that are following Nancy Pelosi, that is following the lead of Senator Joe Manchin. Now, as I mentioned to you guys, that is not all. Senator Joe Manchin came out and said he's going to be taking the lead on the new stimulus reconciliation bill. The revised, revamped Build Back Better, what we're hearing is going to be building a better America. And he said he's working on it right now. Now, Democrats, we've already seen a little bit of an outline, are a little bit upset at how scaled down this bill actually is. But we're hearing they are following his lead, and even progressive Democrats as well. As you see, progressives say they're open to Manchin's new framework. So what is the holdup? The article says, this week, Senator Joe Manchin indicated that he's prepared to restart negotiations over a climate and social policy bill that could pass the Senate with only Democrats through that process of reconciliation. So is there any hope for progress? Well, for that to happen, you need two things. First, you need the West Virginia Democrat to take a firm position. Second, other Democrats, including progressives in the House, have to agree on what he wants. And you guys, we're hearing both of these are being fulfilled right now. In a sign of movement, progressives are now signaling a new openness to Manchin's overture, which suggests there is a way forward, that in the spirit of compromise, progressives are saying, Joe Manchin, we will follow your lead. Go ahead. We just need to get something done, especially this year during midterm elections. Now, in an interview, Representative Pramila Jayapal, head of the Progressive Caucus, she said, we're open to that approach. She also said, let's come up with a revenue-producing measures, and then we'll look at it from there. And she said that they would follow Manchin. She said, we're open to putting up some of it towards the deficit reduction like he asked, and then the climate. Pramila Jayapal said, adding about the framework and the structure that he has presented. And she said, we'd have to see all the details, but progressives are absolutely committed to trying to deliver as much as we can. And even the items on a more limited list are all big progressive priorities. And we want to try to get major things done, Pramila Jayapal said. So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Senator President Joe Manchin taking the lead, even being followed by President Joe Biden. Progressives following his lead on stimulus. All of Congress following his lead on banning oil from Russia. And you guys, I will keep you up to date as more information unfolds. Seems like a lot has been taking place here in the past couple days. Seems like ever since that State of the Union address, Congress has been on the move. There's been a lot happening. And you guys, as more unfolds, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. If you want to stay up to date, you can come join the Ram fam totally free. Just hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so that way you can get notified right away as soon as news breaks. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hope this reaches you well. Hope that you and the family have a blessed weekend, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.